Axiata Group announced today that its president and group CEO Datuk Izzaddin Idris will step down from his role on May 31st after 1.5 years in the job on the mutual cessation of his service contract with the telco. In a statement, Chairman Tan Sri Shahri Reza Rizwan said Izzaddin took over the helm on January 1st, 2021 at the height of the COVID-19 crisis after serving as Deputy Group CEO since January 2020. Shahri says that Izzaddin has been instrumental in shaping the group's strategic response to secure stability and business continuity in the face of daunting and unprecedented challenges across many aspects of Axiata's operations. Having served as a member of Axiata's board since November 2016, Shahril credited Izzaddin as being steadfast in translating the Axiata 5.0 vision into execution, saying that he rallied the team, building on the telco's modern, agile and digital culture to deliver several significant milestones. These have placed the group on a solid trajectory to capture new growth areas for a sustainable future. Shahril then thanked Izzaddin for his service to the group. With Izzaddin's imminent departure, the group announced the appointment of its telecommunications business CEO and Group Executive Vice President Dr. Hans Wijaya Surya, together with Group Chief Financial Officer Vivek Sood, as interim joint acting group CEOs effective June 1st. Axiata said that the board does not expect to make additional structural or senior leadership changes in the near term and that the two men will retain their current positions and portfolios. Axiata's board further assures its stakeholders that the group has always had a strong culture of succession planning and that it is committed towards ensuring a smooth transition and preserving the momentum it has achieved so far with the Axiata 5.0 vision. Shahri reassures that with the appointment of Dr. Hans and Vivek as joint group CEOs, Axiata now has two industry stalwarts who are very familiar with its businesses. He says they are both strongly grounded in the group's culture and deeply committed to the success of its ventures. This development comes a day after Axiata got the majority approval for the 8.72 trillion Indonesian rupiah deal to buy a stake in Indonesia's PT Linknet despite open opposition from major shareholders Permohonan Nasional and the Employees Provident Fund. Axiata is also in the midst of navigating the merger of its mobile unit Celcom Axiata with Digi.com. Petronas Chemicals Group reported a record high quarterly net profit for the first quarter after earnings jumped by 42% to 2.08 billion on higher product prices amid continued strong demand for the company's petrochemicals. Revenue likewise rose by 42% year-on-year to 6.63 billion from the 4.68 billion reported a year ago. PETCHEM did not declare any dividend for the quarter. The group attributed its solid first quarter performance to higher overall prices across all its segments, especially ammonia and urea, underpinned by elevated energy prices amid continued strong global demand for petrochemicals and supply disruptions. Managing Director and CEO Muhammad Yusri Muhammad Yusof in a statement said that compared with a year ago, average product prices are up by 20 to 60%. He says that while there was some seasonal moderation for certain products, product prices remain fully robust as the Russia-Ukraine conflict continues to escalate. Yusri adds that despite all the volatility, PETCHEM's vigilance and commercial excellence strategy enabled the group to meet its sales targets even as certain cities in China were under COVID-19 lockdown for weeks. On PETCHEM's growth prospects, Yusri said that startup operations at the Pengerang Integrated Complex has commenced as planned in early May and the commissioning activities are progressing accordingly. Baustat Holdings saw its first quarter net profit skyrocket almost sevenfold year-on-year to 290.3 million from 43.1 million previously, thanks to a one-off gain from a land disposal. The conglomerate also saw an increase in top line for the quarter of 65% to 3.44 billion from 2.09 billion ringgit. Baustat said that the overall positive results were mainly attributed to a one-off gain from the disposal of plantation land of 364.1 million, but were also helped by the fact that almost all its divisions performed better. Its earnings also benefited from better contributions from associate Affin Bank. Group MD Datuk Sri Muhammad Shazali Ramli said that as the nation moves towards a recovery period while still dealing with the ongoing pandemic, Baustat continues to remain cautious with the current uncertainty of the global market and political climate, especially the Ukraine-Russia conflict. As such, he says Baustat has placed several provisional measures to safeguard its businesses and remains optimistic of its prospects moving forward. Muhammad Hizali points out that the group has set in motion several ventures, including a collaboration with Kuwait-based international investment company Al-Hajri Global Group. Al-Hajri seeks to explore investment opportunities with Bausted, which include businesses related to oil and gas, medical, construction, housing development and finance, which Muhammad Shazali says is a perfect fit with its Bausted Hijau agenda. Bursa Malaysia on Friday has suspended the proprietary day trader short selling and intraday short selling of Powerroot shares after the counter dropped more than 15% from its close on Thursday of RM1.69 or the reference price. According to Bursa's announcement, the short selling under PDT and IDSS will only be activated on Monday, May 30th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. Powerroot's share price fell as much as 27 cent or 16% to RM1.42 in early trade before clawing back some gains to end up at RM1.57 at noon. Powerroot closed at the same price, which was still 7.1% lower than its Thursday close. Share trade volume spiked to over 9.4 million shares transacted, compared with 648,200 shares on Thursday. As at the time of this video, Powerroot had yet to issue a statement to specify the reasons behind the movements of the company's share price and volume. Notably, it was recently revealed in recent filings that Kumpulan Wang Persaraan Diperbadankan had recently upped its stake in the instant coffee maker. KWAP had started buying more Powerroot shares since April 22nd, which brings its current direct stake in the company to 6.198% and its indirect stake to 0.71%. McDonald's Malaysia said that it is facing higher operating costs and that it will continue to assess the situation to make impactful and effective business decisions while providing continuous value to its customers. In a statement to theedgemarkets.com, VP and Chief Marketing Officer Melati Abdul Hai said that the fast food chain is fortunate to have a robust supply chain and strong relationships with its suppliers and partners. She was responding to inquiries on how the ringgit's weakening versus the US dollar and the Singapore dollar, implementation of the 1,500 ringgit minimum wage and costlier food expenses would impact McDonald's Malaysia's business decisions, which includes the prospect of possible price hikes. According to McDonald's Malaysia's fact sheet, the fast food juggernaut has been in the country for 40 years with more than 300 restaurants nationwide, employs more than 15,000 Malaysians and serves over 13.5 million customers a month. In 2016, Saudi Arabia's Lionhorn became the owner of McDonald's Malaysia through the McDonald's Development Licensee franchising structure.